Hello Nation, I'm Rock Var with another DCUO video. This time we're going to go into more detail as promised on Stat Revamp 1.7 and how power matters doesn't matter anymore. That's a little misleading. I don't really mean to mislead you on that. The last video, if I caused any panic, sorry about that, but I did say I was going to go and do more on the topic. Basically what's happening is, when they came out with the stat revamp, they said that they wanted to make power more important overall as a stat for players. And to do that, they're going to make DPS reach certain tiers in regards to where they put their power points, where they put their skill points, so that they have to have, in order to get the good DPS skills, they would have to put some into power, or reach certain levels of power before they would gain access to those, let's say, special powers. And they decided not to do that. And as someone brought up in the comments of our last video, they're a controller. They were super excited about it initially because that would free them up to be less of just a power battery and do more controlling outside of just giving power. So you actually may still get a chance to do that. I do want to say right off the bat though, they did say when they started doing all this that they would rather everyone, they're kind of pushing us to go towards a 2-2-2 format. So 2 tanks, 2 healers, 2 controllers, and 2 DPS. At the very least, you could do 1 tank, 2 healers, 2 controllers, and 3 DPS. So they are kind of trying to shift the way that we do raids now. But going into more detail, I'm going to read this directly from DCUniverseOnline.com. You can see it for yourself in the announcements section of the forums. Says they originally entered into the stat revamp. They came in with the goal that they wanted to make power, the stat, mean something, and they wanted players to invest in it. Over the course of testing, it has become apparent that players do not want to invest in power. This feedback brought them back to the drawing board a little, and now they have shifted their focus away from players investing in power, but instead making sure they pay attention to the power mechanic. There will be more, and it says there will be more later in the page. And I'm just going to skip down because all we're going to talk about in this video is the power, so we're just going to skip down. It says they found that players do not want to put points in power. So in order to adjust for that, for the might users, they've removed the power skill point option altogether, and they've combined it with might. That means when you put skill points into might, you're automatically going to gain power at a similar rate to what you used to. Basically, it's free power when you look at it that way. And so that is going to go ahead and give those DPS that option to get as much might as possible. And when they do that, you know that DPS are going to do that depending on their power set. And I think that it's going to go that way for all power sets now. But as DPS fill those might slots, they're also going to get power. So that is hopefully going to free up some of those controllers to do what they like to do and not just be that power battery. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Please like the video, share, subscribe if you haven't. We appreciate every single sub, and we do sub back. We will be back with more on Stat Revamp 1.7 here on VAR Nation. I'm Rock Var reporting.
VAR Nation News. We mean